Ok, está bien entonces. ¿Llevas zapatos grises o botas? Lección de matemáticas. Ok, bajar sus marcadores, ojos en la lección 22 y comparar números.
Comparar números.
Yo puedo comparar.
We never reteach something in the other way. Okay, did it in Spanish, now I'm gonna do it in English. So we allocate subjects to languages. We do a simultaneous literacy. So everyone's learning to read and write in Spanish from day one until the end, 5th grade. We're all at the same time, you're learning them both. How it's taught to you though is by the subject. So math is in Spanish, science is in Spanish for the K2s. Then you'll have language arts in English, and you'll have social studies in English. And then that flip-flops to 3 through 5, where I do social studies and math in Spanish, and my science and a language arts kind of block in English. So they're getting 50% of the day in English and 50% in Spanish. We chose to put him in that program, or to ask to be put in that program, because it's free bilingual education. I just, in my mind, it makes sense for kids to have the opportunity to be able to learn in multiple languages. All of the research behind what that does for kids and their brains and problem-solving skills is pretty strong. So that was part of it. Also to give him exposure to things and people and cultures are different than him, and sort of open up his perception of the world. Mrs. Kuriyama has the kids send videos of themselves reading in both English and Spanish, and earlier this year I got one of those videos, and it blew my mind, because I don't think I understood the depth of his understanding or of his language ability until I saw that video of him reading a passage in Spanish as well as he reads in English. And I was like, wow, that is such a testament to the fact that the model is working for him, right? So
my parents didn't know any English when they sent me to school, so I only knew Spanish entering elementary. I've never heard this language because we all speak Spanish in my household. So I think going to TES, that's where I went in elementary, it really helped me learn a new language, which helped me teach my parents and my sisters as well. So once I was going through those months progressed, I started learning more English, and I felt more welcomed. And by the end of kindergarten, I knew English pretty well. I don't know, I feel like it was an everyday environment that I was there, that I'm like, oh, I'm getting used to more words. So once I was in 1st grade, I knew a little more.
So what you're looking for as a parent, what you're gonna see from those younger grades is they're just getting a lot of input. It's kind of like a baby being born, they hear stuff way before they start speaking it. And so the same thing with your second language acquisition. You just hear it and hear it and hear it and do things in it and try to figure things out. But by 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade is when you're actually producing a lot more in that second language, because you've had 3 years to build up that and to acquire it.
I attended PTS, and I started right away. I understand it and I know it fairly well now, and I use it more than Spanish now. I remember actually crying the first day I got to school. I was like, I don't know anyone. But later throughout the year, I found friends. And since it was the bilingual class, there's also people that spoke Spanish. I had Miss Rojas and I had Ms. Lozano, who has now retired. She's been a substitute for my sister too. I think it's interesting. She was very helpful, and she was the type of person who would switch off and on from Spanish to English. So I guess that helped a lot for me, at least personally. And I do that too. I speak Spanish and English at the same time. Sometimes I do it a lot, especially at the house. And sometimes I don't even realize I'm doing it. I just do it, and I was like, oh. Miranda's like, weren't you just speaking Spanish? I was like, oh. Well.
The best part of going through it again is the fact that now my kids have that thing in common together. So to watch Calvin at 11 be teaching and talking with his sister who is 6 around that shared experience of the language and the things that they're learning, and him understanding where she's at in her process of learning the language is really cool to watch. Like, it's a very bonding thing, and I'm a little nervous for the day when they can start speaking fluently without us knowing what they're saying. But he will read Spanish books to her. He helps her in pronouncing things, and so it just has become this bonding thing for them that is really cool to watch. I know, we're gonna feel super left out. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but it's good.
The most fun is when we catch something. Someone says something and I'm like, oh, hold on. And I turn to the other half of our class and I say, did you know this, or this about this particular culture? And it's so fun to explore that, and then this kid gets to share their culture, and we all get to learn from it, and it's very sweet. I've heard from my Spanish-speaking students who came in not speaking English just how warm and welcoming this program was because we embraced both cultures equally.
Yeah, it really has made a difference in my life. Like when we do community service for our leadership, like in the Fire Relief Center, it was mostly Spanish speakers, and we had a lot of English speakers that didn't know Spanish, so I would communicate that way with them. And even in my work, I use it when like they don't understand English. I'm like, oh, I speak Spanish as well, like what can I help you with? So it's helping me on my everyday life. Like I use it during work, when I'm doing community service, even in my house I help my dad with English because he's trying to get out there more too. So I help my parents and my aunts as well.
I'm going into nursing, and I think it's a very good skill to have because in nursing, different people come in and out of the hospital, so I think it's important to not have that communication barrier there. When we go to the hospital, we would wait for a translator. I think it's good now that more people are getting into different careers who speak Spanish. And even now when we're in class with people who don't speak that much English, we try to help them out.
You know, if I have to split my class into 2 English speakers and Spanish speakers, it's an amazing gift to give our English speakers this second language at a young age when it's easier to learn. And they can do with it what they want. And the day they need it, they can pull it out of their back pocket, study a little bit, and they're well on their way of being a bilingual English-Spanish person. And those jobs there's so many jobs for that. And they pay more, and it's just a huge benefit for my English speakers. So it's just this extra thing they're getting. It doesn't cost them anything. They just get it. For my Spanish speakers, who live in an English-speaking world, they're going to get the English, right? Eventually, how well are they going to get at reading and writing unless they're taught? That's what school is for. They're going to get it. But the gift we're giving them is, the last I heard, they're out testing and out graduating their peers who were not in a dual language class by 25 and 30%. Because when they come in at kindergarten, we don't say, oh, what can you do? Oh, sorry, that's all in Spanish. What can you do in English? We're not throwing anything out. We're taking what they have and we're adding to it. And I think that makes a difference.
Es igual que 50. Bien hecho.
Okay, so one is telling like white,